Hello, 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 hello. My glamorous girls, what's going on? How we doing on this lovely, beautiful, sunny, sunshiny Saturday?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Wherever you may be, hello, hello. We are
Yes,
gathered today. As they say, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall continue to rejoice and be glad in it. In spite of whatever is really going on, we're going to still rejoice because God has waken us up this morning, and we're here. Our heavy hearts as we are, but we are here. Um, and you already know, everyone, come on in, join us, like, share, love our page. This is a day that we're going to be honoring and saluting and speaking and talking and just loving up on a special sister who many of you all know that has, is an ancestor on this day,
yes,
an angel. And you
yes,
may see us wearing pink today. If you have anything pink you want to put on just to represent, this is one of her favorite colors. And
yeah,
we want to represent as sisters because this is a true sisterhood. This is a true sisterhood, Sister for Sisters Network, under the great guidance and direction of our awesome sister, our leader, Peggy Morris, the illustrious Peggy Morris. We thank you. We salute you too, as you have just set the way, set the path, set the pathway in this whole organization of sisters
yeah.
that is none other like it on this planet. Is none other like
Wow, wow,
the planet.
wow.
And so many people have birthed in terms of sisterhood, have been birthed from
Yeah,
this right here that God has given you to help us as sisters to come together. And no matter what's going on in this world right now, ladies and gentlemen, we still got to stay connected.
we must.
To stay connected, you
We
know.
must.
And it's times like these is why we need to stay together and
Mm-hmm.
stay connected. You know what I mean? It's just times like these, Charlene, we need to stick together more now than
Than
ever.
ever.
Oh,
It
1,000%. I mean,
Amen.
I'm for our people, and more now than ever. You know, people who used to be afraid to say I'm for my Black people should be saying that even more now because you see it. You see it, and
And
as
it's
you see it,
real.
yeah, it's so real. And I'm to a point, and I know we're going to bring some brothers on who will be able to echo what I'm saying or be able to add some conversation around, you know, why the Black family and the extended Black family, such as our sister Renee and others who've gone on, is so important. It's so important for us to rally around one another at this time to understand that we all need each other. I mean, taxes are going to go up for the poor, and taxes are going down for the very, very wealthy, if we haven't heard. And it may be some times that we may have to be feeding each other. You know, come over here to my cubby. You know, maybe coming to my farm. I don't have one, but I'm gonna find a farm for us. Okay, Linda. Linda is good
Yes.
about finding
Oh,
farms.
oh, no doubt about it.
We gonna
yeah.
find them farms because we don't want no contaminated food. No, we don't want nothing from any other country. We got sisters and brothers who have what we need, and I believe that they're gonna show up more now than ever with products of everything that's in our household. So this is definitely the time. And it's also the time to not allow another group to come in and use us, you know. So when people talk about, and this is a political thing, when we talk about the topic of DEI, that is a very touchy topic for Charlene, being that I work in, you know, behind the scenes with public affairs, and I see the good and the bad. And I am so got so many different words to say when it comes to the LGBTQI community and other communities that use the blacks,
Yes.
they use
Mm-hmm.
the Black, and specifically the Black woman, to move their movements. And that's a problem. And so DEI, it doesn't bother me as much as the groups that tried to use us to promote DEI. And now they want us to be mad at these other corporations as well, to say, oh, well, now they're trying to get you Black women out. No, don't try to do us like
No.
that. You know, they're talking about gays more so than they're talking about a Black woman, but they're also the ones that are racist, we do believe they are targeting us as Black people. So there's a 2-for-1. There's so much going on. So we do need to stick together, but we need to be wise. We need to put on our political caps. We need to put on our thinking caps, our critical thinking caps, and make sure that they're not pitting us against one another.
Yeah. That's
the key.
That is the plan.
That's the key.
That's the plan, you know, and we have to understand the plan. The Bible says, you know, people perish for the lack of knowledge.
Exactly.
And we got to get some knowledge going on. That's why a lot of folks did not vote, because they weren't knowledge. They weren't educated. They weren't, if they were where they just didn't care one way or the other for their own reasons. But here we are, and this is where we are.
Yeah, they voted out of fear. They voted out of fear. They didn't vote at all, believing.
Yeah.
I mean, once a liar, always a liar. That's all I'm saying. But anyway,
did you expect anything different?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not calling anybody anything. I'm just saying, okay?
It's plain and clear.
It's plain and clear, because they say you're going to show your true colors, and true colors are coming out. But I do want to say, you know, in all of that we're speaking of, we're still talking about Renee.
Yes.
In all this conversation, we're talking politically, education. Today is our education segment. This will be Renee.
This is
entrepreneurship.
And you know what? The reason why I have this to this day is because of Renee, because she used to have that bell. So I said, she used to have the bell. So this is my bell. I need something to make some noise. That bell of hers. You know what?
That was her signature. That was her signature.
That's her signature, was that bell. Ding, ding. Yes.
So she
wake up. That's the wake up call.
Go ahead.
That was so. This
I was just saying her bell was the wake up call. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the wake up call.
Not only did it get you in order, but it also took you to the next point. It always took you to what was next. All right, it's time to go.
Oh yeah. Because she was she military, so she was a time conscious person.
Yeah, she was very time conscious.
Very time conscious.
Right. So
Very,
when
you
heard that bell, you knew. I said, what's up? What's next? What's next? So here we go. That was next. Yeah.
Yeah, Peggy, what do you have to say on this? We want to let everyone know we're speaking about our sister today. We're going to be honoring her, saluting her, who is our own, very own sister, and our dear, loving sister, Dr. Renee Starling Allen. And if you all have anything you want to say, put it in the chat. Excuse my voice, just went out. Say something, whatever you want to say, put in the chat. Let us know you're there. Shout out to her, shout out to her family, condolences, prayers, whatever that is on your heart, because this is her day that we're honoring her, along with our conversation, which she was on the committee, Sister for Sisters Network, which is the education committee.
Yes.
So this is our segment today. We got two loving, awesome brothers who are just powerful in their own right. Will be joining us.
And new Renee as well.
And new Renee.
Okay.
We want to hear them and talk about it because it means a lot coming from a brother's perspective, how they see us as Black women.
Yes.
You know, and and how we represent ourselves and support each other. So y'all just come on with us, help us to get through this, you know. Peggy, you take it. I'm getting ready to get pulled up. So
I was just sitting here, you know, I got this, right? This is us. And I turned to Renee's page. And it's just so touching to be able to read words of someone who's not here. And you know how we loved up on Renee and Renee loved up on us. That's all I can say is we're gonna miss that love.
Yes.
We're
gonna have to find our bell. We're gonna have to find our bell.
I have one being a school teacher. So I have I can't get it.
She has so many pictures. I mean, she has so many pictures that it's just flooded. I don't think we could put up enough pictures for the day.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
We'll be flooded
with grab any picture you need off of Facebook right now. Just type in her name, Dr. Renee Starling Allen, and you will see a picture of her. I mean, globally,
right.
Like
globally.
So
this is so awesome. At the end of the show, Dante, we find the flyer at the end of the show. Before we leave, we do want to share her service, the information about her service. So if you have that, just be ready to show it towards the end of the service for everyone to know where her services will be held come Saturday, February the 1st, which is next Saturday, a week from today. So
oh, really? Okay.
Yes, why I do that. I did. Thank you, Lisha. Yeah, that girl, man, she left an incredible mark on us. So for real. Lynn, what do you have to say about our sister Renee?
You know, she was just an angel. She was a delight. She just, she was the MC for Chase the Dream, our international event every year. And Helena, and her heart is broken as well. Aww. Because she was the glue that started our show every single year for 8 years. She was our MC. Yeah. And we just loved her and how she carried on the event and the event herself. So, heavy hearts, because we're going to miss her, even though we're not having the event anymore. It's just the fact that she was with us for so long, so unselfish. No matter what, she was always there with us, Yeah. So much love to that angel. And she always had something really, thoughtful and intuitive to tell you at all times. She always shared little nuggets with you. So yes, I do. I will always remember our sister Renee with her beautiful self.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, this is a hard pill to really swallow because we just recently celebrated the life of our other sister Julie.
Yes.
So this
is
double.
We lost our Julie. Yes.
Julie, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, we say love up on each other. Do what we need to do to take care of one another. We're here. Whether they were still with us or not, I believe they would understand that this is the time for all sisters to come together. We are part of that 92% of the women, the Black women who are supporting and standing with each other. We have to stand now. Peggy, we've been saying about we are on the move. Women are on the move. Black women are on the move. We've been saying this. We're not just saying this just today. We've been saying this for a while now.
No, as long as we've been doing this show, and it's been what, 7 years?
Yes.
7 years.
We have. And you see a picture that at the top, the two pictures where Renee was with us in the studio. She would come
in Vox Way. Yes.
Right.
Yes. And she would come in hot and ready.
With that bell.
And she would travel all the way up from where she lived in Montgomery County.
Alex.
Yeah, she lived in Maryland at the time, but I know she would travel far just to get to us. But I know without a shadow of doubt, this woman loved this organization.
She definitely loved it. She's an example of the sisterhood. So when we looked for a Sisters for Sisters network, she was represented. She said, okay, if one of us was in the room, we're
represented.
Whereas no one was there, she was going to say something. I've been in rooms that most of you probably was not in with her, and she always shouted out Sisters for Sisters network. Whether it was in the fashion room, whether it was like at some kind of adequate, design place that we were at, she was always mentioning Sisters for Sisters network. She was about this organization, no matter what you say. She was also and our Madam President, so she's the one that us intersect. She's that's protocol. Call her Madam President Peggy Morris. Like that was appropriate. Her and then Jackie Mims as well. Like this is the honor that she taught us how to honor our very own president. So I mean, you have to have those memories. And the other memory I do have of her, my nephew passed away at less than a month old, and I just remember her sisters outside of this organization, helping me. And I'm in North Carolina, they are in Maryland, and I'm getting flowers, I'm getting money and whatever. And that was all because of Renee. Like, I'm here for you. Let me know. She said I couldn't imagine losing, a baby, a month, less than a month after they just come home. Like, that is crazy. So I just really appreciate that sentiment of her going inside, not just our organization. She found it in her heart to bring in her other sisters for me.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of person she was. She saw and she loved deep. And she loves this 4Sisters Network. And that was,
She recently celebrated her birthday, and so we definitely honored her during that time as well for her birthday. And I think she was there for your birthday celebration.
Yes, she was. Yes.
Yeah, she was at my birthday. And one thing I will always remember, and I still have that recording, her singing "Happy Birthday" to me.
Oh yes, that's right.
While she was in the hospital. While she
was in the hospital.
Right. A strong woman. Like, that's
very
amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So speaking of birthdays, we usually set aside to tell everybody, say birthday and show you pictures. But today we're just going to just say a happy birthday at this time to all of y'all who are celebrating a birthday at this time. Today, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Live
happy
long,
birthday.
live long.
Yes.
Live long
and live strong.
Yes. So Peggy, ladies, I think, Peggy, do you have anything else you want? I mean, we're going to talk about Renee. We know we have two special guests here, Daryl Bonds and Darius Sanders. So I would say if we can bring them in just to have a pre-conversation of before interview.
Let's do that.
Share their thoughts and prayers and what they want to say on behalf of Renee and so forth. So, hello, our brothers. How y'all doing today? Welcome.
Darius. Hello.
Hi.
We sound like we at Carolina Kitchen.
Welcome.
Peace and love. What's happening?
What's happening,
my brother?
Yes.
What's happening?
Hey, it's we live with Sister for Sister Live. So
That's
that's
right.
that's it right there. There's nothing else to be said, but we got Daryl Bonds, we got the whole crew. Now we got you. We ready to roll.
We surrounded by two kings. What can we say? We got the two kings in the house.
How about that?
Hey, look, not only are we two kings, but we two bull kings. We both
okay.
Know that.
Bull king.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
All right.
But as you brothers know, all laughs, all love. We got to continue to smile on this day that Renee's sitting down. Her smiles. I know she's smiling on us even as of right now. Do you, either one of you can go however you wanted to say your thoughts, prayer, anything if you want to say is on your heart. We're here just to have the conversation.
Yeah, as I was sitting back listening to you guys, I tried to jot some notes because I was asked to speak at her funeral coming up on February the 1st. And part of the things that I will say, and I'm going to say now, is that as I reflect back on her life, she was the people's MC. Right?
Yes, she was.
I think, you guys got the calling call down. That's what Renee was known for. Renee MC'd almost everybody in Prince George's County's event.
Yep.
Yes.
Number two was Renee could light up a room by just walking in the room. Her smile, her beauty, her character, her integrity, all just lit up when she walked in the room. And I will never, ever forget that. She was a caring woman. No matter what the situation was, she wanted to insert herself in. How can I help? It's going to be all right. She was just caring. She was a loving woman. Renee just spreaded that love and joy all around her. She was a very unselfish woman.
Yes.
And then lastly for me was the love of her son. And I don't speak about that.
Yes.
Renee loved her son, Chase. We had plenty of conversations about him, his future, and just, the love that she had for him that I'm sure, just like all of us, we need to support that young man.
Yes, we do.
We need to uplift him and let him know how important his mother was to all of us, but how we are here for him during these trying times.
Oh, that is so well said, Daryl.
That's so true.
Yes,
So well said.
We only have an hour show, but I tell you, we can sit here and talk for hours.
Yeah.
Just in terms of time that she put into so many people. And it's always like, what will people say about you when you leave?
Right.
You know, that's really
What could they say? What will they say?
Yeah, that's what really kind of touches me when it comes to thinking about Renee. You know, the fact that she's first and foremost, at this point, she's an angel for us. You know, she's a good and righteous ancestor now. And you think about our ancestors, when you think about powerful women in our time, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Rosa Parks, the Isis. You just think about women who held up just so much strength and endured so much. But I want to just ask people to, first of all, anybody watching, share this show, because we're going to talk about some information that is going to really change your life and add value to your family, your business, your legacy. But I also want people to understand the value of treating people the way that Renee Allen treated people. You heard Daryl talk about her being the people's MC, lighting up the room. I heard our sister make the sound, Dr. Wyoming, that only Renee could make, and hey, look, the spirit is in you. You know what I mean? And that's what I want us to understand is that, we're gonna miss it and give her all the homage that we can physically, but the spirit is always there. And Renee's spirit is going to abide within us. And I really want people to take those values that Renee, really walked with. She walked with ethics. She's very ethical. I've been in business with Renee, so I know what kind of businesswoman she was. She was very spiritual. We prayed together. I've been in situations where people were talking about us like dogs, and try to turn their back on us, became real ugly. And Renee took the high road. She did not get in the weeds and the mud and turn on people and talk bad about people and gossip and, those things that people do when they get caught up in being narcissists or whatever that behavior is. But I want to encourage people to put that down, turn that cheek, step forward and allow those things to be your step footstool. And then last but not least, she led with love. Wherever she was, she loved on you. The first time we met was at Associated Black Charity Conference in our company. The Stanton Group was working for Associated Black Charities, helping them to raise money. And Diamond, another, member of the Sisters for Sister, brought Renee, to Baltimore and, met my wife, and we worked that event. And Renee, she jumped right in, you know what I mean? And that's the other thing, she was humble. And, she could be on the front of the stage. She could be in charge. She could be, running it, or she could be in the background. She did not have any problem whatsoever being humble and just taking on the role that she needed to take to make sure that things were successful, And so that means that we could take from her also how to put our egos in our back pocket, and lead with love. So, it's a legacy of love that Renee Starr Allen has bestowed upon us. And I'm just so grateful to have met somebody. And I just encourage all of your viewers and anybody else to just, love on each other the way that Renee loved on us.
Yeah. And Darius, you said something earlier this morning. We talked about Renee. You said everyone is in love with Renee.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. So I reached out to a few people that I knew. There's a lot, everybody loved her, but there was some people who really took the time to build the relationship.
Yeah.
And if you built that relationship, you didn't just love her, you were in love with her.
You were in love with her.
Because she gave, and it was such a genuine, and she wasn't looking for it in return. She just loved.
She did.
And so if you poured in, she poured back. And that reciprocation is what we all seek in terms of relationships, whether it's man and woman, sister, brother, whatever the case, intimate, personal, you want that reciprocation. And she embodied that, I mean, you look at the relationship that she had with Sylvia Trey Moore Morrison, who is a gem, a national classic. In terms of comedy, in terms of her craft, being one of the first writers, Black women to write for Saturday Night Live, she was in love with Renee. You look at the people who were, basically royalty, you know, that came to this country and brought here by whether it was Dr. George Frazier or some other people. Renee, you know, she won their hearts, and they didn't just take her on stage. They also took her in the back room to the back meetings. You know what I mean? To the things were getting done because of her wit, because of her skill and her talent. And so those things, you know, really make you fall in love with somebody who truly love without limits.
Amen.
That's awesome.
That's why we love you, Darius.
Yes, Darius.
Yes.
Got the words, Darius. Yes. You are a wordsmith. You know how to capture all of our thoughts and bring them together.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, one of the things, you know, Daryl talked about this, and I just want to encourage people to do this because it's so important. Take time and teach children how to read. Find children to learn how to read. It will change the dynamic and the trajectory in our lives so much. And I say that from Renee's perspective because of how she poured into her son.
Yes.
You know, and if you take time out and teach children how to read, then the words will come. You know, you'll be able to. So that
the vision will come.
That's what it came from. You know, people taught me how to read early on, and that, I mean, just think: if you can read, you can write. If you can write, you can make money.
You can do anything.
You can write AI. You know, you
can express yourself. Yes.
Yes.
So Peggy, this is your day, entrepreneurship. This is our fourth Saturday, and every fourth Saturday in the month we have a conversation on surrounding education. So Peggy, how do you want to move forward from here? Your day.
I just want to be able to express my feelings to, and I can call you Delicate Barnes, I can call you Daryl Barnes, I can call you my friend. Same with Darius. You guys are the book holding us together as sisters. And I just love the fact that when I call them, they show up. They show up every time. And I just wanted them to be part of what we're doing with Renee, to celebrate Renee. Because they knew her just as well as we did. They knew her. But I also wanted to talk about entrepreneurship, and these two guys live it day in and day out. Daryl, take a moment to introduce yourself, share who you are, and tell us what you want us to know about the Bi-County Business Roundtable.
I'm excited, right? You know, and I love the conversations that we're having. And, you know, I love for us to be able to frame our conversation centered around entrepreneurship and Renee Allen. I think some of those things go hand in hand.
Yeah.
As Darius mentioned, you know, that she was a humble soul. She was a loving person. And I think business is the same way. Yeah. In order for you to really excel, you have to humble yourself and you have to be loving.
Yes.
Because if you go into business trying to be cocky and arrogant, you're only going to go but so far. But if you humble yourself and you love the people that you're around and you care for your employees in a way that's going to help you prevail, then you're on a winning track. That's what this is all about. That's what this conversation is about today.
Yes.
For me, right? And I think if we put those things in perspective, then I think we have a trajectory that's going to really move any company forward by having those elements of love, care, and humble that I think embodies who Renee Allen was. The Bi-County Business Roundtable is a microcosm of a chamber of commerce, meaning we do some of the same things as your traditional chamber, as far as advocacy, training, procurement opportunity, and networking. Only difference for us, I think we do it better than anyone else, simply because we have a sweet spot on focusing in on those small businesses that do anywhere from $0 to $3 million. The Bi-County Business Roundtable is a membership-based organization. We have roughly 300 members under our umbrella, and we really try to focus in on bringing folks to the table that you would not ordinarily have an opportunity to meet, to get you in a room full of other like-minded businesses, so that way you can learn to network and express yourself in a way that you're growing your business. And it goes back to those three words my good friend Darius Stanton said, and loving, being humble, and caring about who you are and your employees. And if you follow those things, then there do I say, then you're on a trajectory for positive growth.
I love it. I love it.
Wanted to ask you, what would be your advice to people or business owners who want to, be a part of, what would you suggest to new business owners actually?
Well, I think, any business owner needs to make sure that you're prepared, right? It's almost like I play sports.
Yeah,
I
that's
play
good.
basketball. And it's one thing to say I'm a basketball player, but I don't know how far is it from one goal to the other. I don't know the positions of all the other players on the court. So really understand and do your homework on the business that you're in. Understand if you say I'm in IT or I'm a consultant or whatever the case may be, understand those things and be able to articulate those things in a way that wins over the people that you're talking to. So really it goes back to what Darius said once again, learning how to read, right? So if you read these things, then you understand I am in the business of X, and I can tell you every element about my business because I've studied it, I know it, I'm prepared about it, I'm passionate about it, I love it, I care about it. All of those things, once again, I keep going back to Renee Allen because that's where it is. And if you tie those things in together, then that's where you are as far as understanding your business first and foremost before you want to go out there and start talking to someone else.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Yes.
I have a question for you, Daryl. You know that I built the organization 4SistersLIVE Network based on networking. Okay. And we know the power of networking. Share with us what networking it means to you in the business environment.
Listen, I met Peggy in 2004. I had an organization called Men Aiming Higher. And the power of networking is our relationship from 2004 has expanded to now 2025. Yeah. So the power of networking is just that, building upon relationships that's going to help foster your career or your pathway to something special. I hate to be redundant, but fostering that networking relationship of love, care, and humbling ourselves has grown us to where we are today, right? We have a long-lasting relationship that we call each other our brothers and our sisters simply because we first met each other by networking. And look where we are today. So networking, in my opinion, is critical in the development and growth of any business and any relationship, right? Whether you met your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, it was, if you say I was at a party or I was somewhere else, you were networking.
Exactly.
And you built upon that relationship that got you to where you are today. So networking, in my opinion, is critical in any development, in business and in life, that you must understand what you're going into. You must understand what you're trying to get out of it. And how do you bring those things together to form a more collaborative relationship is the key.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
We have a lot of sisters that are on this call, and I get second Lynn, that are business owners. So what we're saying today rings, true to what's happening here now, here and now. And I'll ask both of you how you will be able to help us to navigate through this political climate that we're in. And what does it mean to you? What do you see in your own self, and what do you feel that we're going to experience as it relates to the Black Americans in business?
Listen, I think we're in troubling times, right? Some may say something else, but we are in some turbulent waters right now, simply because you have a president that wants to do away with DEI. You have a president that wants to get rid of affirmative action. You have a president wants to now say that by the stroke of a pen, he signed Schedule F that says that every federal employee must come back to work. Listen, with him removing DEI, and my sister was affected by that because she was the chief diversity, equity, and inclusion officer at one point for USDA. So now she has been put on 60-day administrative leave, and RIF notices are starting to go out. In Prince George's County alone, we have 65,000 people that work for the federal government. So just imagine that because of his actions, 65,000 people can lose their jobs.
Wow.
65,000 people can now lose their jobs and cannot afford to pay their rent or their mortgage, which means what? foreclosure is going to go back up.
Right.
At one point, Prince George's County led the nation in foreclosure. So if we start having a high foreclosure rate, what's going to happen next? Crime is going to go up.
Absolutely.
If crime goes up, then what businesses are going to want to move into Prince George's County? He's already said that he wants to get rid of the Goddard Space Center in Greenbelt.
I heard that too.
Oh my goodness.
Greenbelt, and if the Washington Commanders leave, you have another economic hole right here. Yeah. He's already plotting against us to make sure that the FBI doesn't come to Prince George's County.
Right.
So who the hell would want to run for county executive during these times? I have no idea. But one of the things that we must learn is that elections have consequences.
Yes, it does.
So we must make sure that we're prepared. And it goes back once again to the loving, caring, and being humble of Renee Allen.
Yeah.
Because I believe if you tie all of those things together, even though we're in these troubling and turbulent times, we must love one another. And if anything has shown us that we must come together, right? And we must come together more than we've ever had before. I think I said it earlier that we must start to now figure out, how do we circulate our dollars amongst each other? How do we grow our Black businesses amongst each other? How do we use our skills, our talents to help and motivate each other? How do we uplift each other instead of continuously tearing each other down? Listen, if Renee Allen has not showed us anything, is that we must love on one another versus hate on one another. Listen, the formula is real simple, right? Tomorrow is not promised to none of us. So to me, if we listen to what Renee was saying all of these years, because in all of her messages and all the things she said, she was giving us golden nuggets on what life should look like.
Yes.
So we reflect back on those things. And Peggy, you said when she was in the hospital, she sung happy birthday to you, right? So that's a loving and humble and caring woman that said, even in my trying times, I want to love on you.
Yes,
Lord.
Yes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Some of this stuff is real simple. We just have to think about it and for ourselves. And listen, entrepreneurship is the same way in all of these lessons. So I just think that, we are in a position that if we as Black folks, as Americans come together, and if we start to say, you know what, let's put one foot in front of the other, let's link up and hold arms, and let's show the nation and the world and this president that whatever you're doing and whatever you're saying, you cannot break this chain.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Daryl said something that was so critical when it comes to 2025 and where we are right now. And that is, we got to work together. In the production, we were talking about just what it's like and the value of Sisters for Sisters. And there are two places that I want to just share that I think are real tangible things that you can walk away with. The other thing I want to do before we keep talking, when you have 40 minutes or 50 minutes with Chairman, President, Delegate Daryl Bowman, you're going to get your pen and your paper and your notepad out, because he's going to tell you some information that can take you to another level right away. Don't come to this show without writing down. These
do we know? We know.
Pen in hand.
You got to have your pen and your paper, because it's a drop. But the two things I want to share is, first and foremost, the network, right? So I want you to get out your relationship map.
Yeah.
I want you to get to relate. One of the things that our company does, with our clients, we provide a relationship map system for them. Beautiful. And that relationship map, you're going to list all of the people that you tied to: business, politics, it's entertainment, you name it. You write all of those people down. And then you rank the order, the order in which, what's the relationship? Number 3 is, we got a relationship. I know them, I might have their phone number, email address. We've done some business together, but, not so much. Number 2 means that, we've done some things together. We work together, we respect each other, but we had the contact information and it's a better relationship, but we don't, deal with them all the time. And number 1 are, people that you have a great relationship, whether you talk to them every day or 6 months, they're going to jump right in and help you, support you. And you all know that you're there for each other and you have a great relationship. Then you got to look at, what are your goals? What do you want to do? And marry those relationships and those people to those goals, and then start to build. How do I get my 3 to a 2? Now you're in strategy now. So how do I get my 3s that I need to a 2, and how do I get to the 2s to the 1, so that you've got that relationship? My son's in the financial planning business. I asked him, did you send all your folks a Happy New Year card? Did you call all of them and let them know that you were looking forward to working with them in 2025? Daryl is the president of the Atlantic City business roundtable. He sent out a phenomenal letter at the beginning of the year, giving goals, charting the path, checking in with folks to make sure that everybody was in lockstep with the vision. That's networking, that's communication. Right. So use that relationship, Matt, so that you can now reestablish, first and foremost, who has businesses that I can support, who will support my Black business, and who will help me tie to other people. So now that network, who's got the farm, who knows the people who have Black farms. So now the Black farm has a line up and down the road to get to it. So that farm is going to be fine. Who does taxes? Now we're going to make sure that all the CPAs, we're going to our families, making sure that we tap into it. Who's joined the Bi-County roundtables, and make sure that you're a part of that network. If you're a woman, are you part of Sisters for Sisters Network Incorporated? So being able to tie into those networks. The second thing is, and repeat after me, everybody, it starts at home.
At home.
So I want you to think about this. Daryl brought this up, and it's an excellent point. We are so impacted by the federal government in Prince George's County. And one of the reasons why we're so impacted and doing so well in the county is because of, I always like to give credit where credit is due, 2 people. One is Mayor Marion Barry, right? Because Marion Barry put a lot of people in business. He got a lot of people contracts. He helped a lot of people go from district government to be able to go to federal government and make that transition, right? But there was also a woman behind Marion Barry who a lot of people didn't know and didn't see, and her name was Carol Thompson Cole. I just like to give credit where credit is due. Powerful sister. The reason why I said it starts at home, think about this. Think about the communities that you live in and the people who are in roles that are either managers, executives, directors, producers, owners of different companies and entities. And if you're in a position where you just lost your job, or you may be in the position of losing your job, then everybody in that community should, first of all, know each other. So instead of just having a HOA, get an HOA, but now let's have a HOA with that relationship map. These are the businesses inside of my HOA. So now I know all the businesses, and I can go to the people in my neighborhood and I can say, hey, look, I'm going to lose my house if I don't get a new job. What do you have there? They might have a director's job. They might have a manager job. They might have a project manager role. They might just have an assistant role. They might have a janitor role. But guess what? You won't lose your home. But if you sit quiet, they say closed mouths don't get fed, right? Well, guess what? A partner just told me last night, Aaron Owens, I give credit where credit is due. Closed mouths also don't get heard. So if people don't hear, don't know, then they can't help you. But
exactly.
We talking to our neighbors because we're so into our own world with our own nice car and our own nice clothes and our own nice acre or half or whatever it is you're living on. But when you're in times of trouble, we need to know who our neighbors are. So know who your neighbors are, get that list out, talk to people, let them know what your situation is. And that way, guess what? It's a win-win-win because you win, keep your house. Their property value stays high because now you don't have to sell your house in a short sale because you can't afford it anymore because now your property value will drop.
Win,
win.
That's so good. Darius, I understand you are the ambassador of the Black News Channel, and in 2025, that is significant to us. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, ma'am. It's it was formed by a gentleman by the name of Dr. Eric Kelly out of North Carolina, and it is the Black Business Network, which hosts the Black Business Olympics, which will start tomorrow, 8 a.m. through 8 p.m. And it runs 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 140 different speakers, and Delegate Barnes was on there, and he rocked it. I mean, people are still talking about his business. As a matter of fact, they want him to come back on and do a special show just on his water company so people can buy his water throughout the network, which is one of the benefits of this. The goal of the organization or the business is to be able to have a 24/7, 365 Black business streaming network, so that you can go there all day long, all night long, and see Black people talking about how to do business with Black people and the rest of the world. And 200 countries worldwide check in to this network. So it's not only an opportunity for you to share your platform, but it's an opportunity for you to network with other businesses. So if you need financing, if you need funding to support your projects, if you need human capital and staffing, there are people that are watching who can call you up and say, hey, I've got that. Or I know somebody who needs that role, and you can link and tie this up. So in terms of the network, the other thing is you have about 30 minutes where you ask poignant questions about your business. So guess what? You can take that high quality video and now cut that high quality video up, and now you have a infomercial for your business that you can put on your website. So you are now investing in this network, and the network's goal is to make sure that they provide technology and scholarships, computers and scholarships for children, to make sure that we're creating a level of succession. So that site is www, as you see on the bottom, bxtv.org. That's www.bxtv.org. So, tune into the Black Business Network. Let us know if you're interested in coming on and talking about your Black business, and make sure that you're willing to donate and support people in helping people win. That's right, the Black Business Network. So it's a quality production. It's on over 24 different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. And you're going to get value out of being a part of it, and you're going to get value out of watching it.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love it. I love a question about our young people. I see Malcolm X behind you, and that's so powerful. What can you tell us, and to tell our audience, for our young people? What should our young people be doing now, especially our young men? What is it that they need to be doing right now?
Well, I like to give credit where credit is due. First of all, tie them to an organization. So I had to reach out to Darryl and I. We are now relaunching Men Aiming Higher in Prince George's County and throughout the country and the world. And they need to tie to other men, right? They first of all need to connect with men who have their best interests at heart.
Right.
And I would say there are about 5 things that I would do. The first thing is I would tie them to other men and to successful or productive men, not people who talk about it, right? Not just people who are showing up on Facebook, but people who genuinely are involved in promoting and encouraging young people to do well. The second thing is teach them how to pray and meditate.
Okay.
All right. Teach them how to pray and meditate, because they need a spiritual base. You can teach them how to make money. You can teach them, how to do technology. You can teach them all those things, but you need to teach them how to be by themselves and have a relationship with their creator, whomever that is, whatever their relationship is. They need to be able to have that relationship with self, because God, we made it in images of God. Then what's that mean? That means God is inside of us. So we don't have to look on the outside, right? I'm not knocking anybody's religion or anybody's church, but it starts at home. And any preacher that's a real preacher would tell you that the first church is your temple, which is your home. And that's your body. So teach them how to pray and meditate so they can be calm in the midst of these storms that we're going through. The third thing is teach them how to do research. Teach them to be critical thinkers. Because right now, if you watch what's going on in the world, you watch all these different things, I'll give you an example. So Trump just closed the World Health Organization, or the relationship that we have with the World Health Organization. Now, a lot of people would say, and I'm not a Trump fan, so let me just make that clear. Okay, but I want you to do research. The World Health Organization is responsible for sending food and medicines to African nations and other nations, underdeveloped nations around the world. They send them rice, they send them flour, they send them foods that kill you. They're not sending them reproducing food that comes from their countries. They are not teaching them how to develop food in their country so that the country that's starving just is not able to reproduce, and not creating a place where they're able to give them food that's coming from the native land. They're sending them food that's being bought from somewhere else, that's with white flour, salt, sugar, that causes diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. So, and if you think about it, the vaccines that these communities that in Gambia, in Ghana, and a number of African nations, these pharmaceutical companies have used these countries as guinea pigs. And because they're low regulations, they can get in and pay. My point is, do your research so you understand what's going on behind some of these things that's transpiring. I just saw people upset about the cancer situation. He stopped NIH from doing cancer research, right? Now people say, oh my gosh, that's terrible.
True.
It is terrible. However, but think about this. The same government allows people to use high fructose corn syrup, red number 6, red number 4, these cancer producing elements. It's the same government. So you got one side of the system allowing you to eat and drink things that are killing you and causing cancer, and you got another side of the system that's being paid to do research on it. That don't make sense.
No.
There it is.
My point is teaching young people how to do research and don't just take stuff on face value, but teach them how to think critically and take research from more than one source. The fourth thing is make sure that they are surrounding themselves, teach them how to network. And they surround themselves with people equal to or better than them. They don't have to have the same goals, but they got to have goals. You know why I like being around Daryl Barnes? Because he's a hard worker and he's smart. He's not just, he get up early in the morning and he works. You know, he rolls his sleeves up. He's just not talking and showing. You might see him in pictures, but guess what? The brother is working, right? So you want to be around people who are willing to work. If you got lazy friends, tell them cut their lazy friends. You can do bad by yourself. Surround yourself with people who want something, and people who call you up and pray with you, and not call you up and tell you, come on, let's go fight somebody so I can get jammed up and get shot, killed, and go to jail. Right? We can all fight, but can you pray? Right?
Darius, we don't have those kind of friends, but people need to definitely listen to Mr. Darius and our delegate Barnes. One of the things that you have that we did not mention, we want to mention before we end the show, is your winning innovative winning leadership techniques that you use with young men and also other people to give them those strategies. And so those are some of the things that Darius was mentioning. Research, being a critical thinker. It's not that he's on Trump's side or anything, but some of these organizations need to be reconsidered and restructured to benefit the whole. So Darius, would you like to share with us exactly, again, how they get in touch with you concerning your winning system?
No question. Thank you so much. Well, unfortunately, I'm a motivational speaker, and Darius A. Stanton. I owe part of the marketing branding to my brother because he's like, hey, man, what's your middle name? He said, you got to give me your full name, brother. So there I am, Darius A. Stanton. Thank you, Darius.
I got to start doing that. Okay.
There you go. But it's called, so as a speaker, what we did, I had a number of different concepts that we spoke on, right? Men for domestic peace, which instead of saying domestic violence, I started using domestic peace because domestic peace is what we want to see come into existence. We no longer want domestic violence, so why would we promote it? So we want to promote what it is we want to see. We want to see men be domestic and leading in the home and creating peaceful environments in their home. Men for domestic peace. Another one was retooling leadership. I just gave you some examples in leadership where we're spending billions of dollars on things that are killing us. We need leadership that is retooled. That was another component, right? And then the last one, that one of the others was education is the new sport, or information is the new sport. And what we wanted people to do, think about how excited people are about the Washington Commanders and the Baltimore Ravens and all your favorite sports teams, and how you call your children up or your family members, come see John play or come see Terry play. But do you call them up for the spelling bee? Do you call them up for the science fair? Do you call them up for the recitals that they're doing in school? Are they packed in those rooms? Right? Are they there packed for back to school night? Are they at the school board meetings? Education, you need the same level of energy that you put into sports into education. But what we did was we put all that together into the win-win-win model. It's the WinQ leadership system. And our goal is to eclipse the John Maxwell leadership model around the world. I don't mean eclipse in a negative way. I just mean deepen the impact so that people are able to win. And we shift the mindset that we have and be bold for good because we're winning. And the first win is in your personal life. How do you win at home? How do you win spiritually? How do you win physically? How do you win from a health perspective? Are you working out? My brother Daryl, he cut back on he cut the alcohol. He said, "Man, look, I need that focus. I need that right change. Are you paying attention to eat on your plate?" Okay, that's the first win. The second, because when you're winning at home and your family's strong, then you don't have to worry about that. You can go out and win in the street now. The second win is in your school or your business or your career. Right? Yes. Are you surrounded with yourself with people that are equal to or smarter than you? Are you paying attention to your numbers? Are you focused on sales and marketing? Do you have all the complete things that you need to be a tight business? An accountant, a lawyer, right? And are you bartering your services so that as you grow, you have a team? Even if you're an entrepreneur, you can still have a team to allow you to build your empire. And the last win is in your legacy. Do you have a business plan? Do you have a strategic plan? Do you have an exit strategy? Do you have a will? Do you have a trust? Are you buying property, which is how you transfer wealth in your community and your family? These are the ways that you win, win, win. So this is the win-win-win leadership system that we've developed, and it's for corporate. So we come into corporate and we speak, or we train, or we do coaching for high school students, for college students, for executives and professionals who want to leave from the nonprofit space to the private sector, or they want to escalate their ability in their current role, or last but not least, they are looking to be able to win at a level that will allow everybody else around them to win. So that's the win, win, win.
Well, I can tell that you two are good brothers. I could tell them two. They have the same mindset.
But guys, this is Darius Satan, and I want you guys to check out his website.
Yes,
nice. Go right back before we close out this show to our very, very, very own brother. Let's get it, Delegate Barnes with the Bi-County Roundtable, which is going to be a significant movement that's happening in 2025 with small businesses, because we already know that funding will be cut. And how do we come together once again to find out how resources that we need to stay in business? And Daryl, would you close us out with that? Because we need you more now than ever. We need people to take that last piece of investment you got. Okay, I know some of you guys didn't get reassigned. You know, my sister also is an attorney, and she works with DI, and she just got put on leave as well. So I understand that. We hope and we're praying for reassignment. However, she may have to go into entrepreneurship and use those skills. Daryl, save us, our leader.
Okay. I know we're trying to wrap up, but I have to digress for a moment, because I think someone said, Darius and I play off each other, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I do.
We have been fortunate enough through networking and meeting one another almost 20 years ago. And through that, we have built a relationship of trust and being honest to each other. Listen, I am so proud of Darius and all his accomplishments and all the things that he's doing to create that win-win-win formula. I'm so proud of him on what he's doing to try to motivate and encourage other businesses and other people in general on how to win in their families and their lifestyle. If you take all of those things together, it goes back to what Renee brought us all here together to talk about. Right. So listen, I'm excited. The Bi-County Business Roundtable will focus simply on just that, growing our small business sector, not only here in Maryland, but in New Jersey. We're about to open up another chapter in St. Louis. So we are expanding and then growing in a way that we're trying to be as methodical as we possibly can and help our small businesses grow. And with that, I'm taking Darius everywhere that I go, that he's willing to go with me.
Yeah. Now y'all should be called the D. Y'all should be called the D brothers. The D brothers.
The D brothers.
Wait a minute.
Don't give us no more ideas, because we're gonna be doing our own TV show.
The dynamic D brothers.
Yeah. Dynamic.
Hey, I like this setup we got right here. You got both of us on the angle, with all these queens.
Yes. intentional.
And thank you. You know, I come from a family with manners, so thank you, Daryl. You know, for that, and thank you, Sister Marion Thomas, for that. I appreciate that. You know, the key is, but here's the thing, though. When I talked about Daryl, we don't. You know, the thing about Renee, she didn't lie. You know, and you need to be a part of the Bi-County Roundtable because here's the key. You can join a lot of chambers of commerce, but just like our leadership system, Daryl Bonds is one of our win-win-win coaches. Can you imagine having Daryl Bonds as a coach? Marcus Johnson, the prolific musician, lawyer, MBA scholar, professor, is one of our coaches. So picture this, though. Here's the thing that's the unique thing about both of our organizations. When you come to the table, you're going to leave with something tangible that can get you paid.
Yes.
You're going to leave with something. You're not just coming to a meeting and everybody's like feeling good. When you leave, you're going to have a name or a number and a contact of somebody that can help you get certified. When you leave, you're going to have somebody that can help you with your taxes so you can have a tax strategy in the beginning of the year, not at the end of the year when you got to figure out how to pay. You're supposed to set this tax strategy up in the beginning of the year so that you're doing things that you know are going to give you tax breaks, right? That's the kind of tangible asset that you'll have by becoming a member of the Bi-County Roundtable. So you need to be able to join organizations that are going to give you a walk-away value so that you know that you're worth. When you pay that money, you're going to feel good about paying that money because you know you're going to get an exchange for your dollar, high value, to get low investment, high return. That's what you're going to get. It's a low investment, but it's an extremely important investment because it surrounds you with an ecosystem of people who want to do better. Join the Bi-County Roundtable so you can get to the next level.
Come on now, let's do it.
Can I say something? Let me say this, guys.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Isn't it a beautiful feeling to have these two guys with us in the middle?
Yes, that's what somebody just said. Yeah, they said come to Detroit. Somebody wants y'all to come to Detroit.
That's Miss Priscilla Crawford.
If I could close with this, on Monday, January 27th, we're doing an event at the Homewood Suites Hotel right here in Largo, Maryland. It is how to do business with Prince George's County. And I think if you're a small business or entrepreneur, you want to come to this event on Monday, the 27th at 9 a.m. at the Homewood Suites in Largo, Maryland, on how to do business with Prince George's County. We have some phenomenal speakers, some other networking opportunities, some teaching and coaching that will be going on. So we're trying to start the year off right to make sure that if you're trying to grow your business, you want to come to this event. You can go to www.bcbroundtable.com to purchase your ticket. It's only $30, and that is for a breakfast. So come to the breakfast, come learn about how to do business in Prince George's County, and guess who you're going to see when you first walk in the door? No other than that bad woman right there, Peggy Morris.
Peggy Morris. But that's the mayor of Prince George's County.
Yeah.
That's for real.
She really is. She really is. We thank you, brothers, for coming on. This has been an awesome show. Much. We are so appreciative that you are taking time out of your business schedule to come and be with us to help celebrate the life and the love of our sister, Dr. Renee Allen. And we look forward to you all coming back. We are dedicated to making sure this platform speak on all truths and truth to power. You know what I mean? We have to be the voice, you know, to make sure people like you guys and others can come on and help us do that, because we don't know it all. We don't have it all, but we want to be able to have people we tap into, we come in and elevate us on levels that people can know that they can come and tune into this show every Saturday at 12 noon with us powerful sisters to talk about conversations like you all are talking about. And so we thank you all again. We are always ending with what time is it? And we know what time it is. It's time for us to get busy. It's time for us to move forward. And it's time for us to show that we still love each other. We're going to be committed to doing what you all talked about. So before we say our closing, what time is it? Dante, can you show the services of Dr. Renee that's going to come up next Saturday for those who may not have seen it already? I believe we have that information that we want to share with you all as we close out. Yes.
That is our girl.
I just want to say this as we honor Dr. Renee Starr Allen. I want to just put these words, there's 4 words that I want us to walk away with, especially at this time around with things going on the way they are around the world. They had snow in Jamaica. You know, just think about what's going on. I mean, it's not just the politics, you know, it's also, you know, the weather. It's a lot going on. But I just want to encourage people to do something that Dr. Renee Starr Allen did. And Daryl, you know, you're more than welcome to use this, and you don't need to give me credit because God gave it to me. So if it's mine, it's yours when you speak on that day. But be bold for good. Be bold for good. People can't wait to be bold for bad. They can't wait to talk bad about people. They can't wait to hurt people's feelings. They can't wait to smear people's names. They can't wait to share. If you look at what happens in terms of likes and views, the smack on the street or somebody being disrespected or something crazy, that's always gets 1 million views and it goes viral overnight. But the good things that people do and the lives that people save and the children that rescue somebody from a burning building, those things don't get that much attention. We have to learn how to push positive news and be bold for good. And that's what Dr. Renee Starr Allen did. She was bold for good. So promote, be bold for good. This is Darius A. Stanton. We encourage you to win so you can be bold for good.
Thank you so much, Darius.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so we know what time it is, everybody. So what time is it, ladies?
It's time for you to walk
in your purpose and prosperity. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you again. We love you all much. We out. We salute you.
Yeah.
And hit that sound, that Dr. Renee sound for.